it was no microphone. What the fuck? Okay, start again. So annoying. Так. Second. Need to make all this set up again. Again, almost forget open sound. So here I have new calendar, and it's so cool. It's all have these new models of Kia. I'm not sponsored, but I really like these car designs because it's already look like these cars in Cyberpunk, like a Sid Mead, like these designs in a Cyberpunk game. Just look at these shapes. So aggressive and kind of sci-fi. So cool. You can find video some car designer commenting on a vehicle design from Cyberpunk 2077. So, and he kind of like, he's very impressed. He really appreciates cool kind of game designers, what work they done. So it's kind of interesting, you know, how real vehicle designers inspire a game design, and then game design again influence car designers. I've seen it's really like kind of have this connection. So I think like, wow, this one really very, very interesting to draw like cyberpunk cars. And I was also interested about, you know, what I'm always tell you, it's teach yourself to always make connection of work and people. All stuff around us, like everything around us, except only like kind of like really wild nature. Like where is like real wild nature, like absolutely like raw wilderness, you know. This is somewhere like where is no people touch. But most of environment around us, it's the people behind it, everything. So if you find something you appreciate, you like being inspired, amazed by, look for people. So, and I was curious like who stand behind this design for these cars, and I find this guy. Tom Kearns. So you can Google his website. So it's a car designer. He made a lot of very cool car designs. And on his website there is about about page. And first, what he write about his passion for drawing. Like, I was the kid in a school doodling cars and motorcycles in my notebook instead of paying attention in the class and etc. So, and on his website is a lot of drawing. So I kind of understand, because all these companies he work with, they have contracts and they have all this bureaucracy. So often they don't show like real names of artists or designers who standing behind innovation. There will be this kind of list of bureaucrats, like, okay, this is like leader who is responsible. Yeah, he responsible for being like gatekeeper or this kind of like bottleneck, but the actual work done by artists and designers who sometimes even like not mentioned anywhere. But right now with AI, yeah, you can like investigate kind of, and you can like dig and find like actual designers, actual artists. So I really encourage and recommend always to look for people standing behind work you appreciate, find their interview, find their websites, find like their books, and read and listen what they say, because this, it's the most valuable, and it's like source, is this like clean source of information which you need. It's not all this like kind of like everybody knows this, everybody knows that, or like some kind of well-known rumors and information. No, you go directly to people who making things and listen what they say. And this absolutely different. Usually it's like opposite to what like people who is not makers, people like who is commenting, who is like this journalist, all this stuff, they're always interpret things with their like incompetent mind. Like, you need to be artist, you need to be this actual designer with who did actual work to really understand what this guy is talking about, what is their life is about, and how their mind work, So skip all, like avoid all this intermediate like people's, all this filter, and go directly to source, go directly to people who standing behind work. And sometimes it's complicated when it's like huge company, like in a vehicle, for example, right? So it can be like they may put like names of bureaucrats in the front. So say like, this guy, he's like director of department, he's responsible for design, when in reality it can be just some kind of bureaucrat who is not responsible for design. He's not actual creative person. He just being like a manager who is like, like in this movie, like Ford in Mustang, I think, I forget this exact name, but was about these two guys making Ford sport car for racing. Or Ford versus Ferrari, I think, this movie. So there was like showing these people like who is really passionate, like creative and innovative people, and the army of bureaucrats who always like take all credit for them, and they can even like revenge and punish artists because they're jealous. But now with AI we can investigate, you can spend little more time and like dig like kind of, what actual artists standing behind certain work, what actual designers standing behind projects. So it's kind of really important, Так, so let's take it now. So like in my previous videos about how to draw vehicles for beginners, I recommend to exercise drawing cars, with this approach when you do it starting from a box, kind of like intuitive box shapes, instead of doing it Scott Robertson approach, because Scott Robertson approach is more like for industrial designers. It's more like technical draftsmanship. Так, so anyway. So here we have like one block for main body, then there is block for greenhouse. So when you make block, you already establish perspective grid, right? This is what I was also talking in all those videos, because block itself, box, already kind of reflecting this XYZ, because we have vertical, we have Z and X. So we have three main elements: greenhouse or tumble dome, body, and wheelbase. So let's see. And what I recommend also with this approach, it's keep in mind that with experience, with more practice, you will be able to like adjust your aim. So your precision, your quality will improve with the experience. So don't worry, make errors, kind of. Just make certain effort to make it right, but also don't force yourself trying to be like 100% precise, because it will like just destroy whole thing. Give some space for tiny errors and work on a general image. So this is exactly the difference between like Scott Robertson and this like more illustrative approach. And actually also, if you will look for Scott Robertson work, compare like when he draw like real car models, they're also not everything so perfect. So it's kind of this kind of sync with artists. It's like we're very easy forget mistakes for other artists. We say like it's okay, it's a little mistake, it's not even mistake, it's just like tiny error, no big deal. But we can't forgive ourselves any minor little mistake. Like every minor mistake, you immediately like, oh my god, I'm not a real artist. I should stop drawing, So, and like also when you see comments like this, it's the same. Like you can speak like invert to yourself when you draw. This kind of voice, perfectionist, resistance voice in your head. Trying to sabotage your creative endeavors, right? And if you subdue to this voice. If you subdue to this voice, you will stop drawing, and instead of drawing, you will go to watch other people drawing and commenting on them, and now you will like express outwards this your own lack of confidence and your own this like inner uh, sabotage and kind of perfectionist voice, you know. So this kind of like what we see sometimes. Just keep it in mind, because it's like poisonous trolls. They can write such comments under anyone work, you know. Can be like super master, but they will find like mistakes. They're like, oh, look at this, it's not so good as you think. Так. Okay, so anyway, like first step was establish these three elements, right? Box, tumble dome, and wheels. Number two, you just can make little more detailed details. And number three, you make line art, final line art. So let's just kind of when I have this main form, now I can, like, you know, like in a sculpture, I start to like little adjusting. It's like it's similar to making a sketch, but now I have some main form which help me to draw kind of sketch around 3D form, like in a blender or in a blender and some like 3D editors. There is a function, you know, when you make 3D object, and then you can take some brush and draw on a surface of this object. So this kind of process of making these details, or like maybe it's also feels like you are carving. So you have this main form, and then you just adjust them, like cut off some unnecessary material and maybe like add some other material. So it's not like it's not like absolutely precise, like technical draftsman, but I think it's a very convenient balance for freehand artists, for illustrators. So we will not kind of not lose this artistic drawing flow, you know. And it's not like about like good or wrong or bad or right or wrong approach. It's just also about preferences. Somebody enjoy more this kind of freehand drawing. Some artists really like using rulers and this kind of curves and ellipses, like Scott Robertson using this set of ellipses to draw wheels. For me, I I rather will have like a little wobble freehand wheel than make perfect ellipse. I like this kind of wobble, like kind of vibration in a line. Let's make it look more alive. So you see this kind of like just tiny adjustment, and more you do it, more fun it feels and more precise you can be. So here we have doors. So same here, it's like if there was at first it was like this, right? Then I can, no, like this surfaces, right? So I have tumble dome and this box. Then I can, how I do adjustment, I can like little soften this corner, and I can make gap going down here. I can make this step here. So this is what I mean by like a sculpting or form adjustment. So it's very easy to make when you have this main form for starter. Same here for tumble dome. You can like little lean it like this. So now instead of just like this box shape, now you have more complex shape, but it's easier to do when you have box as a first step, as kind of foundation. So, and also you can exaggerate, right? So when you draw in this approach, you can like exaggerate a little somewhere. It's kind of beauty of a freehand drawing is this. So you have more flexibility kind of, and more control, because you can like, yeah, you can take like, you can find 3D model, put it in some Clip Studio and make line art filter, but it's like, it's just like destroying whole point. It's like this fable about a guy who asked some magic helpers to help him cook food, and they also help him to eat this food. Because like, you know, because he's so lazy, he lazy to cook, and he also lazy to eat, so they will eat it for him. Same with art. We can delegate all work for AI, for algorithms, but then we will steal fun from ourselves. What a point. It should be some fun for us. So I even can, so here is not very clear with inside car. Here I can use some imagination and draw dude in a car. So kind of this we have. Hello, Chris. Oh, I have so many cat hair on my clothes. No, my car actually, I have Kia. I have very small car because I decide, you know, in Taiwan it's more convenient to have small car. It's like this Asian streets, they're very narrow. I have this one, Kia Picanto. And it's funny, like everybody's like, huh? It's like, you are so big, dude, and you have this small car. Saying, yeah, I guess like I'm trying to compensate. Usually, like you see, it's like very big car, and inside some tiny old lady driving it. It's kind of danger. Так, so yeah, now step 3, making line art. Так. Let's make some music on the background. Hello, Hajaje. Drawing cars easier than anatomy. Yeah, it all also depends on like level, like complexity. It's just like drawing anatomy less forgiving than drawing cars in general. It's like your like lack of knowledge will be apparent, will be always visible. But I like how my friends say like there is no easy job if you want to do it well. Every job is difficult. Yeah, you can like simplify anatomy to shapes, Also, maybe depends on some personal traits. Somebody will learn anatomy faster. It's kind of like personal interest also important. It might be just for someone, cars can be like super boring and they will struggle to learn them. Так. Yeah, and also like if you study in an environment where it's easier to study anatomy, it's also very big factor. For example, if you're in art academia and you have like a group model drawings, you have all this anatomy classes. It's help you improve faster than when you on your own. So I still kind of learning anatomy. It's been kind of little dry. you have like Harley Davidson, like a mini model. I mean, like they have this Tamiya, Japanese small models, so amazing, like very detailed motorcycles. Так, let's put some shading. Nice. Yeah, this model's amazing. Так. Так. So let's make some shading. You mean one draw illustration with Harley Davidsons? Yeah, make a perspective grid. I mean, it's kind of, when you really understand perspective grids, it's all so easy. Так. Make a little. Yeah, watercolor, and so just take some water and use black color. Very convenient. Yeah, I like kind of to use Copic markers for some time, but then I kind of like get annoyed because for Copic markers you need special paper, because like even this like very very thick watercolor paper, like Copic markers will go through it. It's kind of weird. And then I find out watercolor actually is much better, like let's say it have better light resistance, and it's just kind of, let's say, it can survive 100 years, you know. It's like a very, very resilient paint. When markers, they will just evaporate after like less than 100 years for sure. So all your markered sketch, they will just disappear like a pumpkin. Так. This one's so cool. I mean, you see how this can be exaggerated, and you can like transform to make it even more crazier cyberpunk. So let's play around with this. But first, 3-second break.
Madness. This is Jane Bond art.
I was doing this. Так. So let's see. Let's even more exaggerated. So again, so this like will be like very general form. So now we can detail it, like make it more complex. So this will more to rear. So, and this three vehicles here, at first I will draw with this simple perspective, and there on the right we'll draw with a fish eye. It's actually very easy to draw this in a fish eye or any kind of complex perspective. It's even easier because it will be like many details will be hidden. They will be like distorted. Так. So this one will be. Kind of this. So cool. Here's this like a shuriken disc. No, that's so cool. Yeah, write me in a comment, like in or in a chat, if you have like your favorite real life sci-fi car design. Just like write name of a car model. I will Google it. Very interesting. Так, so here's this one. Так. Select this number plate. So draw some interior. This kind of fun element is to draw driver. It's like imagine, remind me my kindergarten drawings, where we've been drawing cars and drawing ourselves driving cars. It's like, look, this is my car. Так. Sorry again. So you see, it's like Scott Robertson, he have all this complex system, like how to draw elements in a disk, like how to subdivide them properly, all stuff. But most of time, if you're illustrator or a comic book artist, most of time they will just eyeball it. So as a exercise, as a general drawing skill improvement, Scott Robertson is still number one from my opinion. But then you also need to practice drawing freehand and practice intuitive perspective. Like I have this some videos about intuitive perspective, or you can, I don't know, look like Zeph Draws YouTube channel. He have very cool short videos about intuitive perspective. Because you can expect you will naturally develop this intuitive perspective skills. In reality, it's not exactly work this way. You actually also need to practice it. You also need to kind of deliberately improve your intuitive perspective skills. Okay, so have this like brutal SUV. It's kind of, can feel how heavy it is and make this like roaring engine sound. Так. So just water in spray. Especially convenient when you paint outdoors. It's like it's kind of all your set for outdoor watercolor. Brush, small set, palette, and a bottle spray. Just some cheap spray can from art shop. It's like usually one bottle is enough. It's like even more than enough. Yeah, also need better take tissue. Some dry tissue. In cases like if you have like a drop of a paint like this one, tissue can take it better, like can absorb. Так. How was your New Year? Were you celebrating at home or travel? Take some cruise. Maybe right now you on a cruise ship, or how it's called. is boat? Yeah. Boat sounds more right. Так. Kind of this. Let's celebrate with a Jane Bond.
For you.
Bond. Jane Bond.
Так, so now small one. Picanto. Kia Picanto. Oh, look at this. I'm kind of like, it's surreal, but at the same time also kind of happy, you know, to see fiction became reality. Kind of ambivalent. Yeah, just look at this. I mean, it's so cool. So now let's draw this one. Kia Picanto. And again, like, look at this disc. I mean, it's so cool. So cyberpunk. We are living in the cyberpunk. In the cyberpunk. Soon everywhere will be creepy robots. Just imagine this. Так. So let's wheelbase. So it's very important to establish wheelbase, because wheelbase it's what connects car to ground. It's like attached to surface. Without wheelbase, if you not establish it properly, it's like car is like floating, and even if you draw all details, and it's like very realistic, very elaborated, it will feel unnatural. It will feel like kind of lack of mass, or like just some kind of cake. But when it's wheelbase, then you can feel mass. You can feel like weight. Okay, so let's make it more clean, following my methodic. So we have this block here, and then tumble dome. Touch. Tumble dome. Kind of this. So now second step, make some form adjustments. Так, let's see. See, maybe even more lean it here. Yeah. Так. I don't know. Somehow it's like very synchronize with my taste of design. It's like aggressive cyberpunk. That's so cool. It's like edgy, but also here's some groovy forms in it. It's like very cool balance. So it's very interesting, very cool to see on the website of this Tom Kearns, designer of this vehicles, like on his page in about, like first what he express, it's his passion for drawing. Again, you see, it's like it's kind of say a lot about mentality of these people, because he can start from like telling about how many achievements he have, or like, you know, this contemporary artists start telling about deep vision and secrets of a universe, and like his deep philosophy. No, he just say like, from childhood I like to draw cars. So straightforward and simple. Make a smaller wheels. Some kind of this. Deck. Let's see. So here all this. You see again, it's like also vehicle, right? It's a good example of this collaboration. What I was talking in the previous videos. It's 3D and 2D. So it has this like two-dimensional curves or shapes, right? Like how they go, like how the rhythms organize, like can be angular, then it's go to elliptical, and then again angular, and then again it's like curve. How this line like mirrors this line, you know, it's very, very interesting, like abstract design of 2D lines. So when in a real life you watch these vehicles, same with the clothing, all these lines being designed by artists. Like if you watch some interview or read articles about like Christian Dior, I think it was like, I think it's clothes designer, right? Christian Dior is not perfume. So it's like they're talking about how they make clothes to adjust people silhouettes. It's I mean, it's so cool, you know. Again, like you see all these people on the street wearing their clothes, all their silhouettes being adjusted by fabric, by this like form of clothing where every fold's been programmed. Because what kind of folds on the clothing you have, it's exactly folds which been designed to be this way. So, and this like shapes, so when you have, you just notice, you watch people wearing different type of clothes, right? And you see they have like, let's say somebody walking, so have like head like this, right? All this been designed, so it's like clothes make this like curve shape, curve silhouette, or angular, or what kind of balance between angular and curve, or maybe like it's curve and then here it have something like this, and then here it have like angular. These designers, they program all this, so you nothing is random, like folds here or like folds there. All this they like predict, and they know exactly how fabric, how this material will behave. And it's not just like my kind of insight or imagination. This is what I hear from costume teacher in my art college. He was talking about this. So he was saying about how costume designers, they like, what is art about? It's not just like, oh, make a very beautiful thing. No, they're going so deep into material, so they know exactly like which fabric will make what type of folds, which type of kind of cut of fabric will create what kind of folds and where exactly, how long, everything they predict and program. So same like vehicles, right? We see this like linear abstract designs. We see two-dimensional shape design. And if you're artist or designer who been like, like training your practice your composition, when you look at an object like this, for you it's like a listen music. You're watching this and it's like it's a dance in front of you, to watching all these rhythms, all these patterns is amazing. Так. So let's see what happened here. It's interesting. It's like dun, dun, dun. So here we have again this narrow lamp, and here 1, 2, 3. Dome cairns. So let's see here. Make this also sharp light. So very cool. Look how it goes. So it goes here. Also remind about my project, like how to draw motorcycles book. You can go to my website, join waiting list, and this year I will already publish it on Amazon, so you will able buy from Amazon. This book is crazy. There's so many stuff. It's like encyclopedia and study book for artists, like how to draw different type of motorcycle, how to draw all these complex elements. So generally it's made for artists, but I'm sure it will be interesting for every man, you know, like some, if you have like a son or grandson, so they will like it, like kind of encyclopedia, watching drawings, like what inside motorcycles, so they will able to learn, like better understand how motorcycles built. Also, if you motorcycle owner or some kind of repair master, any kind of motorcycle appreciator, I think it will be like a very cool book for you too. Or if it's your friend, then it will be a perfect gift. Because there is no exist any book like this, like so many drawings, so many like structure and details, motorcycle anatomy. It's like take a lot of time for me to research, to gather all this information. And it's take a lot of work to draw all these illustrations for a book. And just imagine how heroic this work is. It's like already like how much, like 3 years drawing for this book without any payment. It's just my own project. And I was thinking like make a crowdfunding campaign, but cannot do it in Taiwan. Like I cannot use Kickstarter in Taiwan, and I don't like other service. They're kind of weird. Like I try Indiegogo, and recently they change something like ownership, or they been sold, so something changed inside, and all my pre-launch campaign been erased. They just delete this mechanic, they delete pre-launch campaign function. So I've been gather like emails. There have been people who subscribed for this pre-launch campaign, and then it disappeared. So weird. And I decided kind of like I don't want to spend my time anymore for this stuff. So I will just publish it on Amazon. So you will able directly order it without all this kind of annoying crowdfunding stuff. Так. Так. So let's see. Here. Black.
Subscribe Keyboard Art. You now have 15 seconds to comply.
Так. Okay, now let's draw them in fish eye. Actually, let's just make one picture because it's already 2 hours. Crazy. Where's my pencil? So So this will be the vanishing point, this will be horizon line, so here X vanishing point, так, and Y vanishing Y axis, going like this, так. So let's see, this Y axis, and Z axis. Oh no, X, sorry, this X, because these are horizon line, this X axis, and this Z. Z, this horizon line, it's also aligned with the Z axis, and here we have in between also this Z axis, horizon line in between, and again subdivide. So here are fisheye perspective grid, and let's put some Kia. So I see this approach is convenient because we can very easily put it in any perspective, because it's just a box. Так. So we have one Kia in here. Then let's see. Second Kia will be like a flying here. Так. And maybe here will be this Picanto. So have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. and all steps same. Right, first we have box, so, 3 elements, like 2 boxes, wheelbase, 2 boxes, wheelbase. Maybe this, okay, let's keep it like this. So because this one is flying, so I can make like wheels like more down, kind of this. So then I make it little more complex. So So you need this first very simple 3D form, which is a box. It's like most essential basic form, and then you can like like this sculpture thing. You have a block like a stone, and then you carve figure from this. So you kind of take out all this extra stone and leave only what you need. Так. and some driver. So then here we have Picanto. To sharpen. Da-da-da-da. Так. And finally SUV. Так. Так, so this Jeep is flying, and here's like shadow, not Jeep, SUV, and can make like a dust. Так, so maybe he's like shooting here. Bow, bow. Yeah. Okay, maybe it's like self-driving car, so he can shoot, and there already like some bullet holes. And then we'll add some cyberpunk in the background. Let's just, sound is here? Yeah, sound is here. Так. 1 second break.
Madness. This is Jane Bond art.
Again, there was no sound. Wow. So annoying. And all these people, quiet observers, cannot write in the chat. Say, hey dude, you're muted. Ah. All this introvert artists. Think. Also find some music. Music, music, music. Так. Forget this. Так, so here put some buildings. Так, let's see. So y-axis. some cyberpunk buildings. Так. So it will be like store entrance. Here, pedestrian walk, some people, some cyberpunks. Так, a little bigger, like this. Так. Так. Let's see. Так, so here, distant building. It's kind of freeway pillars. Far away vehicles. There's so little people watching. So weird. What happened? Everybody partying in a club? How dare you? Friday night you should draw. You must draw at home or in your studio. Так. Oh, also forget this one will be nice. Kind of this x-axis perpendicular line here. Так. Stop going to bars. Friday night you practice perspective, anatomy, portrait drawing. So then you will invite friends to your studio for live portraits. It will be much better than bar, much better than go to club. Your friends, and not only your friends, all your town will know about you, and it will be prestige to go to your studio for kind of intellectual talks, for portrait drawings. Then some musicians will gather, so you will draw while your friends play guitars, some beautiful girls singing. This is how it been in my studio. This is how it works. So don't be this like average consumer, you know, just waste your time for other places. Artists can be epicenter of attention, you know. So invest in this, just keep this in mind. I was telling this story already before, can repeat again. In 2009, yeah, I think 2009 or 2010, I had a project in my hometown. I've been drawing serious illustration for a club. So it's like very new nightclub in the center of a city. There's like all rich dudes gather, and like Russian mafia, all this local administration going parties there. So it's like, oh, so cool. So I did series of illustrations for them. They really put them on the walls. So, you know, I watching this like party photographs, and there's like my illustrations on the walls. And it's like, what is ridiculous? They don't pay me for a job. They pay me only, it's like my boss from agency, he pay me only half. And when he pay me, he say he give me his own money, because client don't pay for work. I was like, what? And he say like, yeah, if you want, you can go and ask yourself. I was kind of like, I'm like, how I will ask from mafia, you know? It's like, of course, just forget about it. And then after a couple weeks, I was like party with my friends, and it was like, hey, let's go to this club. I will show you my drawings kind of invite my friends, go there, and face control don't let us in. They kind of look like a bunch of poor schmucks, kind of. So they just don't let us in. It's like, what the hell? I was so angry, and I was like fierce. And I go home. I'll go to my rent small room. We rent with my friend architect students. Like have two architect friends. We rent a small apartment in the center of a city, like very very close to center, like amazing place. And it's like so old house, and I have like my own room, so I can lock a door, kind of my private space. This time I was working in a TV company. I was like engineer working like night shifts. So, and I was very angry. Go back to my apartment, and I say kind of, okay, I don't care about your stupid club. I will manage how to make those most beautiful girls from my hometown will like standing waiting in the line to go to my studio to pose for my portraits, just like, oh, let's Jean draw us, So I was thinking like, I definitely can do this, and just I need to practice a little more. I need to create some like online presence, some portfolio, maybe make some kind of real life show. And after a couple months, this was happen, just exactly as I planned. Like a lot of people was visiting my this small room. It's like a student apartment, just small room, and there was like models. Like I was working in one model agency just for fun, just was like funny experiment for me. And then I was invite model agency director. Is like, just imagine like a Russian girl, like like top looking kind of. All this like females like who's looking like absolutely like you cannot imagine like more beautiful girls, kind of this. And she's like a owner director of this agency, and she also like outstanding. And I was just like inviting everyone. I just like, hey, do you want to come to my studio? We'll draw your portraits and stuff. So I invite her as well, and I invite her colleagues, other models before. And she was like, she just like walk inside my studio and like woof, like melted. I was like, whoa, it's crazy. Like it wasn't something I expected. I was like, before I know her just like some another person, and now I see she fall in love. It's just like, for her it was like, like for her like all this space already have this like absolutely real artist atmosphere. It's like absolutely unique space which you cannot find anywhere else. It's like real artist studio. I have like hundreds people there. It was like, now I have all this Russian mafia was in my this small space. Was this guys like UFC champion, like one guy was like world UFC champion, like Khabib, but his name Magomed, but I forget his surname. I have a drawing, can post it later. So he also was world champion, but I don't remember. It was Pride or UFC. I think it was Pride, because it was like 2006 or also close to this 2010, this kind of period. So, and then was even she was like so impressed. So true. Like right now, Friday night, I don't know why you wasting your time walking all these stupid places. Especially, especially now, it's even more valuable when everybody will give up because AI, oh AI, so strong, and there will be less people who are able to draw with their hands in real life. So you will be even more valuable. Not in a kind of some stupid again like social media in the internet, but in the real life. People really love this, you know. This is not disappear, no matter what AI will be. But in the Western, at least in the Western culture, everybody love artists, and everybody love to see how artists create, you know, like artwork with their hands in real life. Так. So I hope inspired you. Because like unless I did this, it was never work for me. It was always so difficult to kind of to play this social game, you know, like how to, it's like how to behave on all these parties, how to be this like interesting guy or like handsome or charismatic or something. It's like, I don't know, it's just it's not for, at least it's not for me. Maybe there is some other artist who is more fluent with this stuff, but for me I was just always like kind of like, what the hell is this, like I don't know what I'm doing here in this club, kind of, you know. So but then when you create your own environment, you know, or like, or if you in artist community, and if you're like really like really diligent, you really committed, you became leader. Because same like when I was in art college, somehow like everybody know me. I was surprised. Even teachers who was teaching in other groups, in other departments, even they recognize me. I was like painting some street in the winter, and the teacher, he like recognized me, say hello and stuff. It's kind of very cool. So kind of priority is important. Так. If you already have like story of kind of how being artist help you in your life, help you with like socialize or find build your career, find purpose in your life, yeah, share with us. It's very valuable, very important. Так. So here some biker. So it's really busy. Some other vehicles. No, like I always was this kind of non-conformist. It's like if everybody go to party, I will better like sit and read a book. Especially again, like when I went to art college, then everything became crystal clear because you need just draw all the time and everything else is not important. Like everything else is secondary. That doesn't mean you should not think about everything else, but it should be aligned with your main path, your main kind of like your main focus, like task number one. It's make art, be better artist. And like manage how to make it profitable, kind of. So, and everything else should be aligned, right? So you go to gym, like, yeah, you need to exercise, for example, because if you will not exercise, you will look like old Frank Miller. You can check how Frank Miller look when he old. You just will get this bunch of professional deformations, like your will be crippled, kind of. So because we always sit kind of in the same pose, and to avoid this. You need to exercise. Also, to be able protect yourself, your family, and your drawings. You also better to be strong. It's like doesn't mean you need to be like a world champion. Just don't be easy target. It will be already good enough. Так. So you see, it's this kind of like problem right now. Like I have so many stories which will sound like some kind of self-help fairy tales, but they're real, and I always like this kind of self-help stuff. Not Tony Robbins, but book like 7 Habits of Highly Efficient People. Very good book. Being like proactive, choose what will happen in your life is really important, you know. So like I hope now young people, they still doing this. Sometimes like look like they're not like people, it's like so many people, they forget, or they're not aware how much power and freedom they have just to make their own decisions. It's just always uncomfortable. It's even scary, because like if you make wrong decision, you will feel stupid, or you will responsible for your mistake. And this kind of like for people is like, oh my god, I don't want to be this guy who is a reason of my failure. It's always people want to say like, yeah, it's some kind of system, it's some group of people, it's some reptiles from parallel universe. No, but they don't notice like how every time, like every day, every minute, every hour, you choose to avoid your opportunity. You say like, tomorrow, next time. I was like, no, it sounds silly if I will do this. It's like some kind of cartoonish idea, not realistic, and you keep kind of find excuse, and after you will find like who's responsible for you living life not as you want it to be. But only you can make your life to be exactly as you want it, because other people, they don't it's kind of, they are not obligated, and they cannot read your mind. They don't know exactly what you need, right? Even when you say is not what you actually kind of actually need, because it's kind of difference between want and need. And discipline, commitment is something which help you to reveal what you actually need. So to reveal what is real, what is important, and what is just some kind of whim or так. Hello, Tesla. Thank you. Yeah, today very small life, not many people. And everybody partying. Friday night. It's me driving. Так. Okay, anyway, so kind of this for today. Так, today 10, 26, 10. See you next stream.